So don't come to me talking about you have kids, you have an opinion. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. We all have an opinion. Because when you somewhere laying up with your husband or laying up with this man and not caring about what your children are doing because they're 18 now or they however old or they don't listen to you and they're at odds with your man and you don't want to lose your man because your man don't really like your child and he may not even like his own child. Greetings and welcome back to my channel, Spine Shine Goddess. I'm Sandra Roberts, the Sun Goddess, and here at Spine and Shine Goddess, we are encouraging Black women to speak, live, and stand in their truth without permission or apologies. Yours, where are all the old school Black mamas? Where y'all at? Where are the old school Black mamas? And no, I don't have any children. I'm a villager. But let's put this out there too, because I've had to say this before, because people try to throw that, either if you're not married, you're not supposed to speak about relationships, if you don't have children, you're not supposed to speak about children, yet y'all send y'all kids to school and they're taught by teachers who don't have children. There's not a problem then. Send your children to be babysat by people who don't have children. So don't give me the, you can't say anything, you don't have children. Those of us who do not have children have to make up for those of you who do. So don't downplay our role as villager. Just because you've had them, some of you, that still haven't qualified you to be a good parent just because you birthed one. So don't hit me with the, you don't have children and y'all not worried about who have children when you need somebody to look after them while you go do your thing or while they're at school. You're not asking that question. That's not a prerequisite for teachers or caretakers if they have children. Okay, so we have an opinion. Where y'all at? Please tell me that there are still Black mothers who are not so thirsty for a relationship, even if it's your husband, that you put grown men or relationships over your children. If it bothers your husband, well, then your child is going to be out of the house and it's just going to be you and your husband. Children grow up. You don't want to create a divide when you got to live with your man for the rest of your life. Your husband is permanent. Your man and these relationships are permanent. Children are not. Children grow up, leave your home, and somehow they just no longer need to be parented. Where the old school Black mamas at? My channel is about Black women. We're not just picking on us. We know that they're dysfunctional parents, period, but we're talking about us. And help me understand it. If you have a feeling and feedback, help me understand it. Don't tell me I'm out of pocket, though, for talking about it. Don't come over here talking about I'm out of pocket. Because I just told you, you don't ask that question of teachers if they have children. You don't care. You drop them off regardless. So don't come to me talking about you have kids, you have an opinion. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. We all have an opinion. Because when you somewhere laying up with your husband or laying up with this man and not caring about what your children are doing because they're 18 now or they however old or they don't listen to you and they're at odds with your man and you don't want to lose your man because your man don't really like your child and he may not even like his own child. If you are somewhere abandoning your child, then yeah, that's our issue because that's a motherless child. Motherless children. Oh gosh. People want to know why the schools, the bullying and the brutality, and there are a lot of angry boys especially. A lot of it is not just stemming from what's going on in the neighborhood. A lot of it, they go to school mad. Your mama laid up somewhere, ain't really for real paying you any attention, and you don't want to disturb or create a wedge between you and your man. My question in terms of where are the old school Black mamas, you know that there were wives taking care of children that they knew their husbands had had outside their marriage. It was about the children. So that's why I'm confused where so many of you Black women, because it's again about you, because you run that. The maternal part of you, if you're a mother. That's what's so funny to me. Y'all talk about motherhood as if it's some special thing that you must go through in order to express motherhood, but many of you don't seem to have the maternal instinct to even mother anybody else's children and not your own when it comes to choosing a man, putting a man before your children. your attention. Where are all the old school black mamas? Where it's about really putting children first and making sure there's a healthy environment, making sure there's a healthy environment for them, despite who dated who cheated on who had relationships outside of this relationship, knowing how to blend those families for the sake of the children. So many of you are focused on grown men. They're grown. They don't need you to help them feel confident when it comes to a child. If a man is competing with a child, he has a problem. He has a problem. Why would you compete with a child? Why is there competition? Why would someone force you to choose between him and your children? You would just remove yourself. If you don't like a sister's kids, you remove yourself, because it is a package deal. We say it, it's cliche. Children are innocent. They didn't ask to be here. We are the adults. They're the child. But the decisions and the things that you all are saying, many of you, as these new school mamas, you appear to be leaning towards, by any means necessary, keeping your man happy, even if it means destroying your children. And we talk all the time, it's so cute. Generational curses, we're breaking generational curses and generational curses. Generational curses. Yet you have children watching the very thing that you do. Those generational curses, those same things that you found to be hurtful, those same things that you're still healing from. It comes to relationships and abuse, for example. How many people have dealt with abuse and being a mother who didn't believe them after they were molested or raped by a boyfriend, or so many cases of that where it was so important to have a man that they even sacrificed their own children for the sake of having one. Now, I should be fair and say there were some old school situations where we know that happened. And oftentimes, and not to give them an excuse, the women didn't have much of a choice or survival, job or, independence. When I say where are all the old school black mamas, I mean sticking specifically with those who knew to put children first and put family first by any means necessary. If that meant you had to accept a child outside of a marriage due to your husband cheating, that child is innocent of that. What you have with the wife or the whatever the grown folk issues are, it's not held against that child. We all should be working towards the healthy state of children, regardless if we have children biologically or not. And if a child has formed a bond with any adult and you're dating someone who is coming in and now they have a problem with your child being close to another adult that you used to date, here's why it seems silly to me. If you're with somebody who is going to cheat, why is it something about exes that we feel is so important? Because you feel there's unfinished business? Like, why is it the ex thing of being disrespected? It's like you focus so much on that, you don't really see the real person that they cheating with in many cases. It's like people feeling like only at night you can have sex or cheat. What does the time of day have to do with cheating? Cheat with anybody. It doesn't have to be an ex that you're cheating with. The chance of you cheating with somebody who is an ex, that's no more prevalent than cheating with somebody that you work with. Shit, co-worker. People worry about exes. How many of you are willing to put your child first? Does the child come first, or does making this man comfortable and secure come first? Which? I'm simply asking those of you who understand your role as a mother, whether you have birthed a child or not. I'm a grandmother now. I'm tired. I've done a lot of nurturing and villaging brothers I've dated who've had children, teaching, mentoring, I've played that role, and it's a beautiful role, even though I haven't had children. And I have been very respectful of women, very forgiving. I know being a mother is not easy, and I in no way am saying that I know exactly what you go through and that it's easy to do. My only question is, how do you put men over your children? Where have we gotten that we are so concerned about being wives and girlfriends, and being a mother has become second place? I never really speak on people and their children. I don't. I try to keep it to myself. I only, if I can't play an assistant, a role as villager and just get in where I fit in. But I think the older I get, I've gotten more confident about speaking on it, because I don't care if somebody comes for me. That whole thing of, well, you damn Nikki, it sounds silly, especially when you look at people who've had children and they don't seem to be making the best choices, even though they birthed a child. And you see people who have had to take over the roles of mothers who've birthed children and someone who's never had a child and do a hell of a good job. I mean, we do. We have some mothers out there that are holding it down for their children and making sure that they don't put them on the back burner just so that their bed is warm at night. If your husband or your man is not accepting your child, you ain't the one. I definitely can speak on playing the role of stepping in or serving as a villager, and it's an honor. It's a privilege, very endearing role. If you're with a man or woman who you love, loving their children isn't difficult to do. It isn't. That's not to say it'll be a perfect situation, because children are children and they might test you on that level. But if you love that person that you're with, keyword, if you love them, you're going to love their children. And you're definitely not going to do something that harms them or something that causes friction between their parent and them. If somebody grown is competing with a child, that grown-up has some issues. But I find it to be a sad day when you have more black women out here talking about how you're just supposed to dismiss children and they can just get in where they fit in, but they're not going to destroy the peace of your home with your man. They're just throwaways. Your husband can do all kind of things. You forgive him, accept him. And he's grown. He's not a child. He's supposed to know better. Children make a mistake, put them out the house. They can't come back. These men, revolving door. Second chance, after third chance, after fourth chance, it just never stops. They get all the room to improve, room to grow, and the children you're impatient with. They're kicked out because they're destroying the peace of you and your man. So now you have them out here in society giving the rest of us a problem because they mad at you. Black mamas, the old school black mamas, we need y'all to come on. We need y'all to come on back. We need y'all to start stepping in and calling a spade a spade. This has been Spine and Shine Goddess. Hit that like button or dislike. Hit the notification button so that you know when I upload my next video. And remember, be peace. But if you have to be war, be that too. Peace out. Till next time.